You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
This is Tackle Talk Live. That's right, we're back. Kevin, we're back once again and getting ready for 2026. I'm Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, brother Kevin Jean, down there in Lafayette, Louisiana. Kev, what's up, bud?
Oh, it's going, Steve. How's it going up there in North Louisiana? Is it as cool for y'all up there as it is down here?
Little cool, cloudy. You know,
Yeah.
I took the dog out walking this morning. Meredith's dog. We've been dog sitting for about a week. She's been at the National Finals Rodeo in Vegas, and but
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
so the dog goes back home tomorrow. So,
Oh, okay.
and which is a good thing. But anyhow, hey,
Steve, it's
man.
good to be back. It's good to be
Yeah.
back. I know we've got questions. Hey, all year long, me and you both. When are we coming back? When y'all coming back?
Yep.
Of course, we do our show January through June. Just the hot fishing, the heart of the fishing season there. Getting ready to come back full time every week, starting the first week of January. That first week of January, we'll have a show every week. Times we're going to try Tuesdays, Mondays or Tuesdays. Times differentiate with all of our schedules, both of
Yeah.
ours and producers. But every week we will have a show leading up to tournaments and fishing reports and so on and so forth. So starting first week of January, we're back. This is our preseason show to kind of kick it off to get everybody ready for it, Steve. So getting ready to rock and roll here.
Yep. And today we're going to kick things off with Clint Wade of Outdoor Outlaws. We got Clint coming on to talk about his upcoming year with Outlaw Outdoors, which they do a tremendous job. Him and Stacy do a great job. And looking forward to hearing what Clint's got to say. And we're going to pick his brain a little bit, Kevin. We got a lot of hot topics we can talk about.
There's a lot.
Lord.
There's a lot to talk to Clint about, with especially the Sam Rayburn area. Just coming off the last team standing tournament this past weekend, which they had a good turnout for. So we're going to talk to him about that, results, water levels on Sam Rayburn. Outlaw Outdoors going to the no forward facing sonar for 2026, Steve.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about this polygraph stuff and bass fishing in the tournament world. A lot of drama going on, but we're going to talk about our area, about Toledo Bend, about Sam Rayburn, how some of this will affect us, so on and so forth. But we got a lot of cover. We got a lot of schedules to talk about. The 2026 schedules we got coming up. Got a lot of that to talk about as well.
Also, just so everybody knows, this is fresh off the press. Chase Collins, the original owner, the guy that cranked up Lost Frontier Park, sold it to a company out of Houston a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and found out yesterday. Kevin gave me a little bit of an alert. Something was going on. Well, Chase has taken control of Lost Frontier once again. He is the owner. He is back over there at Lost Frontier Park. He's going to get it right back to where he had it before it kind of went down with the new ownership. And he said one of the biggest mistakes he ever made was selling that. He said, I wish I'd have never sold it. But now he's got complete ownership of it again. The RV park, Kevin, and the restaurant will not be open until right after first of the year. First week in January, probably. Right. He said first, second week. He's getting everything lined up. They got to check all their equipment in the restaurant, make sure everything's in working order. He's got some RV park stuff to clean up and some repairs to make. So the previous ownership just did not do a good job of maintaining the place. And I hate that because, man, I'm telling Chase had it. It was really, he put a lot of money and a lot of effort into that place and did a great job with it.
No, he did. He had it up and going. Everybody was starting to kind of work back over to Frontier Park. It was a big deal back in the day, Steve, and it
Oh,
kind of went
absolutely.
away. But
Absolutely.
man, with his restaurant, the RV park, and everything, he brought it back to life. So hopefully he can get that going because we need it. We
Yeah.
need more parks and stuff like that. At Toledo Bend and Toledo Bend, the Toledo Bend area is booming. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Sam Rayburn as well, right there below at the dam. There's a lot going on there as well. So both areas are growing. But we'll jump into a little bit of all of that with Clint as well.
And kudos to the I guess it's the Sabine River Authority built the new Pendleton Bridge boat ramp on the Texas side of
Awesome
Toledo
boat
Bend.
ramp.
Also, well, we got a new one going in, just like Cypress Bend, just down the lake from there at what's the name of that pocket?
Palagacho?
Palagacho.
Yeah.
It's going in right there at Palagacho. I heard they've already started construction, but it's supposed to be very close to Cypress Bend in terms of quality.
Yes.
So that's
and that size. It's supposed to be able to
Yes.
hold a very large
Right.
300 boat, field type bass tournament, which pray we can get some more back at Toledo Bend. But
So
again, we'll get into that later too.
Exactly. And Texas just taking advantage, I
Yeah.
guess, finally, of Toledo Bend and what it has to offer. So, but anyway, good job by them. And we'll talk about more of that a little bit later on. Real quick, we're going to take a quick break to recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we're going to visit with Clint Wade about the Outlaw Outdoors. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category, Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in. This segment presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Toledo Bend Bass Series, which is unfortunately not happening now. Shimano and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. If you mention Tackle Talk Live, you'll get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat, or $50 off your first service ticket. But you got to say, I watch Tackle Talk Live, and they'll take care of you. So anyway, and on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got Clint Wade, owner of Outlaw Outdoors. And Clint, man, first of all, Merry Christmas, and thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you guys. As always, I appreciate you having me on here.
I appreciate you joining us, Clint, before y'all take off to Vegas tomorrow. I know y'all go out to the NFR every year, so I was glad we could get you on before Stacy got you on the plane.
No doubt. It might not be a good situation after I get in Vegas for a day or two.
True, very true. Clint, man, we got a lot to cover today. This is kind of our preseason show. We're getting ready to start, our weekly show starting the first week of January, but we kind of do this show every year. Matter of fact, I think we have you on about every year for this show, or one of the first shows every year, just to kind of break it all down, man. We've had a lot go on the fall. We haven't had a show since, I don't know, Steve, probably July, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
There's been a lot that's went on, a lot we got to cover, and there's not a better person to have on to kind of cover all of it than yourself. But before we get in all that, this past weekend, last team standing, seen some good weights, looked like pretty good fishing over there on Sam Rayburn. So kind of take us through the last man standing this past weekend.
Man, it was kind of the tale of two stories over there. I heard the fishing's really good. I caught a bunch. And then I heard the fishing's terrible on Rayburn. So obviously you can't just show up and catch a bunch or catch big ones. But when you find them, it looks like they're there and you can catch, not only numbers, but the quality seems to be there as well. But yeah, just to kind of recap what that tournament is, it's an invitation only tournament. It's 42 teams and it's a true tournament style format, meaning we start out with 6 brackets and we randomly place 7 teams into each bracket. We have a round 1 Saturday morning, then a round 2 Saturday evening, and then come back with a winner's bracket and a consolation bracket on Sunday. And it's a very interesting concept because the rounds are only 4.5 hours each on Saturday. So there's a lot of strategy to it. And not only because it's a short period in each round, but also because of who you drew up with in your bracket. You don't necessarily want to go burn your fish on Saturday if you have a weaker bracket or you feel like it's a weaker bracket. You want to save those fish till Sunday. But, man, one of those brackets ended up being pretty snaky on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. I looked at the brackets before. I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, which we kind of handpick who we want into that tournament. That was my philosophy from the beginning. Is I wanted one tournament each year that was kind of not necessarily a who's who on Rayburn, because anybody can be somebody on Rayburn on any given day. But, we had the likes of Keith Combs, Dakota Ebear, of course, the Rayburn, locals, the Clayton Bullwares, the Rusty Clark, the Corey Rambos, those guys.
Yeah, Marshall Hughes, there. And I mean, you can go down the list of who you had in that tournament.
You weren't able to pull Albert Collins out of retirement, were you?
Man, I want to touch on Albert a little bit later in the conversation when we probably, I'm sure, going to go to the no forward facing sonar topic.
Okay.
So we'll come back to Albert, no doubt.
But, all right, good deal.
It was good. I mean, we had on Saturday, of course, the guys are going to be a little more conservative on Saturday because you're only trying to beat the other 6 teams. Actually, you're only trying to beat 3 other teams in your bracket because you only want to beat, you want to be in the top half of your bracket to stay into the winner's bracket. So they're going to be a little more conservative. We still had 2 or 3 bags over 20 pounds come in on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday is when everybody goes out, swings for the fences, and, tries to win the big money. And Braden Mercer and Blake Kane ended up on top in the winner's bracket, had almost 28 pounds, I believe it
28, was. Yeah, 27.91.
Yes. And actually, in the round 2 on Saturday, Blake had to go to a wedding, and Braden fished by himself. And he brought in 20 or 22 pounds on Saturday by himself.
Wow.
And yeah, so that kid was on him. And he's kind of what I'm referring to now as a semi-scoper. The kid definitely has scope. He uses it, but he doesn't necessarily go and chase down fish, if that makes sense. Yeah. But he's definitely proficient with it.
Clint, what ramp did you go out of, and how is the navigation on Rayburn, it being over 9 feet low right now?
So it was out of Castle Boykin, and, as we know, the whole lake is low. Like you said, it's a little over 9 foot low. And in my opinion, Steve, it's easier to navigate right now than it is when it's at full pool, simply because you see everything. You see all the forest. You can tell where the river runs through some of the areas. And, the only thing, again, in my opinion, that's a little spooky is just there's some sandbars out there that obviously we don't normally have to worry with.
Right.
But, there's not a lot of rock in Rayburn. There's not a lot of hard spots that you really need to worry with. So if you do run up on the sandbar, you're probably just going to run up on sand. And worst case scenario, you got to hop out and push it off. But, I've heard of very few people even having to do that. If you'll just, look at your maps, pay attention, be careful around the long points. And here's the key. When in doubt, idle. Just take a little extra time and be careful. And Rayburn's fine.
Well, the thing, and that's the thing, is Rayburn's fine because you can actually see now where you need to run. But the scary part is people are seeing what they are usually running over, and they're seeing what's actually down there. And that's what scares them.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That's it. That's what scares them is like, holy crap, look at that,
Right.
So, that's the bad part, but it is, I mean, you can navigate Rayburn, you can get around it. Yes, there is more idle and then probably you're used to doing, but you can get around on Rayburn at 9 feet low. But Clint, I want to kind of get back to the tournament here, or first of all, tell anybody listening, if you're not familiar with the Last Team Standing tournament, go to the Outlaw Outdoors Facebook page, and you can kind of follow through and kind of understand how it works. Stacy, well, not Clint, Stacy does a good job of laying that out on Facebook as far as how each round works. You can see the winners of each round, the weights. I was following it all weekend just because of course I follow bass fishing and not able to fish like I used to, but it's fun for me to follow along. It's a cool tournament. It's a different style tournament. It is invitational only, but Clint, if somebody wants to get in, how many new entries did you have this year? How do those guys get in?
I had 3 new teams. Just shoot me an email if you want in, Clint@outlawoutdoors.com, and I'll put you on a waiting list. Mm-hmm. My waiting list is half the length of my arm right now. Yeah. But there's other factors that I take into consideration when bringing people into that tournament. One, if you're one of our loyal fishermen, that sure enough speaks volumes to me. And then secondly, like I said earlier, I try to keep it a pretty tough tournament. We sell a Calcutta on Friday night, and down at the Stump Restaurant, Toledo Health sponsored the steak dinner and that event this weekend. And, it's just a good time kicking off on Friday night, selling the Calcutta, let some other people get involved in the tournament. And then Saturday and Sunday is hard at it, just bass fishing on Rayburn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clint, let's head into 2026. Rules, changes, forward facing sonar rules. What's the scoop?
So, we made that decision about 6 months ago that in 2026, all Outlaw Outdoors produced events will not allow any form of forward facing sonar. And, that was a big decision for us. We didn't know if that was going to be the right decision. Honestly, I still don't know if it was the right decision, but the feedback that I've received since, especially in the last 30 days, kind of since we've been back in the swing of tournaments, we did the Rayburn Toy Bash a couple of weeks ago, and now the Last Team Standing. So I'm kind of back in that circle of fishermen, and I have heard nothing but positive feedback about the new format that we're going to.
Yeah.
And of course, the biggest question is, how are you going to enforce it? And we have put a lot of time and a lot of thought into that question. How are we going to enforce it? We are going to, we do the trailering format. So it's not like I can do anything in the morning time to put a special zip tie or a cover or something like that on your transducer. Plus, that's kind of cost prohibitive. It gets expensive to try to buy those covers and locks and all that kind of stuff. And then, we try to make our tournaments as friendly as we can as far as the format. And that's why we trailer these events. So if you don't have fish and you're on the north end of the lake, then you can turn around and go north. You don't have to come all the way back down to the south end and me take your cover off your transducer and all that. So that really wasn't an option. So, I'm answering people the same way that we are going to police the rule the same way we policed all the other rules the last 30 years of bass fishing with multiple polygraph exams.
Right.
And, the other part of it is just, dude, have some integrity.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, you're not going to get rich bass fishing, especially any of these local tournaments like we produce. So come out there, have a good time, maintain your integrity, follow the rules. And of course, you place in the top, you're going to be subject to a polygraph exam.
That's the thing. If you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat in order to possibly win. if you're in the top, you're going to get polygraph. So you will get caught if you're
Sure.
taking everybody's money there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wouldn't think that would be an issue if it was me fishing. That would not be an issue that I would be worried about.
Yeah, don't be like that high
Man,
school boat captain that,
Oh.
that they went out and cheated and got fish out of, and only weighed 5 pounds, and they cheated with 5 pounds.
Hmm.
I mean, come on, what is wrong with people, Clint?
Yeah.
Well, and as we've seen over the last several months, the risk is not worth the reward.
No.
No,
I'm sorry, the reward is not worth the risk.
right.
It's, man, with social media nowadays, when you have a little in a tournament, it goes wild and your name just gets thrown out there. And then the comment section is what's so dangerous now on social media.
And look, guys, once you're labeled, that you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
I want to get into that a little later. That's another thing I want to get in with you about, Clint.
Okay.
But sticking with your no foreface on, and look, this is something I know because me and you have talked about this for almost 2 years now. I remember ICAST, not this year's ICAST, but last year's ICAST. Me and you talked about this. Me and you talked about this in January of this year in 25, that you were dotting your I's, crossing your T's, getting thoughts from everybody, hearing everybody out. What's your opinion? How would you do this? How, yada, yada, yada. So this is something y'all have been working on, I would probably say close to 18 months.
Absolutely. You're right,
Yeah.
Kevin. And I talked to a lot of people about it. We put a lot of thought into it. And we knew from the beginning that we weren't going to please everybody. And what our goal was obviously to please the vast majority. And again, like I said a while ago, I don't know that we made the right decision yet. Our numbers come January, February, March will tell the tale. And I'll be the first to admit, we averaged about 120 boats, 120 teams last year in our events. I hope we get either 70 entries this year or 170. And that way we do have a definitive answer, not only for Outlaw Outdoors, but I know there's some other eyes on us from other trails that are looking to see, hey, do I need to do this format? If we get 70 boats, hey, that tells all the other trails they made a mistake. They don't need to go to this format. But we get 170, 180 boats. That tells them the opposite. Maybe they're going to start considering going no forward facing.
I know you don't want to take you don't want to go ahead and say, but based on the feedback you're getting, what is your thoughts? Did you make the right decision, you feel like?
Yes, 100%. I feel like I made the right decision. I've had 10 to 15 times as many people come to me and say, we're fishing this year. I'm glad you made that decision. We had quit tournament fishing. We have had so many more of them versus guys that come to me and say, man, you made the wrong decision. And my next question to them is, hey, I respect your opinion there, but are you fishing?
Yeah,
and the majority of them still tell me they're fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I'm the first guy. I'll turn around and I'll pat him on the back. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you expressing your opinion to me respectfully. And secondly, I really appreciate you still supporting us.
Yes.
And
that's the thing. And this kind of happened, in my opinion, in your little non-live scope tournament I think we did in this past May. Hey, it's a great idea. I love it. But guys, you have to show up to show that you like it, or it's going to go away. If you don't show up, even though you might support it and say this is the right decision, if you don't show up and fish it, Clint has he has to go back to allowing it if the guys don't show up and fish the no foreface sonar part of it.
And Clint, I'll say this, even if your numbers stay the same, 120 to 130 boats, I still think it's still a positive.
Yes, and the way the trends are going, the number of tournament entries are on the decline right now. So even if I sustain or slightly increase my numbers, I do think it's a win. But I don't want there to be any discrepancy here. I don't want there to be any material for an argument. I would rather knock it out of the park and get 200, of course. But even 160 to 170, I think, is definitive enough to say, you know what, y'all did make the right decision.
Yeah, I would agree. All
right, so I want to, and y'all's first tournament is January
31st.
31st. Okay. So that's kind of where I want to go with this at. So for all of you that don't know, you can go to the fishoutlawoutdoors.com website and you can go to Sam Rayburn calendar and see every tournament for every weekend. As soon as it gets posted or it gets talked about, Stacy puts it on that calendar. I use the calendar all the time. Saying that, getting ready for this show last week, I went to the calendar, Clint.
It's empty.
Dude, so we do this show every year. We've been doing it for, I don't know, dang, Steve, 6-7 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every year, January and February, every freaking weekend, it is a big tournament. And there's multiple tournaments.
Yes.
Clint.
Yes.
January and February is Bass Champs, Texas Team Trail, Toyota, BFL, like the first 4 weekends. The first 4 weekends. Clint, there is nothing in January but the BFL and then your tournament at the end of the month. There is nothing other than high school tournaments. Give me your look, Lake's low, I get it. But you give me Clint Wade's thoughts on that.
I don't think lake level has anything to do with that.
Agreed.
You know, we all started our schedules before the lake really fell out. And of course, even though we knew this was a planned drop in the water level, we also assumed that it was going to pop right back up come wintertime. And it still might. I mean, for our tournament, we still have 45 days until we're there. So Lake Rayburn can come up pretty quick. So I don't think lake level has anything to do with it. I think tournament participation in the last 2 or 3 years, I know Bass Champs, that had a major part in their decision to not come back to Rayburn. If you go look at their results from last year, and the Rayburn numbers were terrible. I think they had one tournament last year that had lower numbers than Rayburn, but it's a big weekend for them to pack up from that Fort Worth area and pull 2 or 3 trucks and trailers down here and set their big setup up, and then to get 110 teams or 95 teams or something like that I think they got last year. And hey, it was a business decision for them. At the end of the day, all of us guys that pull these 35-foot trailers around, we're not doing it for the fun of it. It was fun in the beginning, but we're doing it as a business now. And if it doesn't make business sense, then we're not going to head in that direction. And I think it's the same thing for Texas Team Trail is, they're coming one time this year, but there's been times before they've come multiple times to Rayburn.
Yes.
And I think it's the same reason. There's just not the turnout down here. And I'm going to speak
correct me
personally.
here, sorry to interrupt you, but Texas Team Trail, the past 3 to 4 years, they've came twice. They've came in January and March. This year they're coming in March, correct? They've always come in January.
That's correct. That's it. And I think, so that tells
January,
you one
February.
thing too, is they're picking their best month here. They're not gambling on 2 months, and they're not gambling on January anymore. They're coming to the heyday of the month down here. They're picked March, which if you own a boat and you have any inclination to bass fish, you're going to be on the water in March.
Right.
So that's the easiest month to get big numbers is March. So they pluck that out of there. Again, it's a business decision.
And for Bass Champs, I talked to Chad Potts a couple of days ago. They're not even coming to East Texas. Cedar Creek's as far east as they're coming. And I was really amazed at that, that they're not even coming nowhere near that Texas, Louisiana border. They're not even in our neighborhood. And, and I guess he's primarily focused on that Dallas, Fort Worth, Central Texas market, I guess. I mean, Clint, you know that market better than I do, but I assume that's what he's banking on.
Well, it's a business decision. It doesn't make any sense to drive 5 to 6 hours with all your trucks and trailers and equipment and incur 2 nights of motel rooms and all when you can get the same numbers and sleep in your own bed at night.
Yeah. Your expenses goes down when you can get the same numbers, which is mind boggling. Could you imagine 5 years ago, Clint, if I was to tell you 5 years ago, say in 5 years, this is what the tournament schedule in January is going to look like on Sam Rayburn.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the numbers we were getting 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, was stupid in January. Like, I mean, the Bass Champs would have 300 boats in January here.
Yes.
And we've done got to this now. Look where we're at now.
Yeah, and Clint losing the Brandon Belt, how much did that really affect? Were there guys that just hung it up and said, I'm not fishing at all?
I think, yes.
There's different reasons guys have hung it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's one reason.
No.
I think it's 5 to 10 to 20 reasons all together, and we've beat this dead horse the last 12 or 18 months. It's expensive. It's the economy. It's forward facing sonar. It's the burnout factor that some guys have had. It's just a lot of
fishing,
everything.
all of it.
Yeah. High school fishing is a distraction.
Which takes us to the next topic. Another reason, I'm telling you, including myself, I'm tired of it. Cheaters. I'm sick and tired of these guys failing polygraphs. And Clint, it has gone on every single event this year. I don't care if it was in your neck of the woods, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Minnesota, wherever it's been. Somebody's trying to do something that they're not supposed to be doing, or they're just not wanting to follow the rules. What is up with this?
Well, I will say this. I'm tired of the drama. But, Steve, I think you're kind of falling into that drama trap right now too. The guys aren't cheating, even at the what we've all seen here lately in the BASS Opens. Is that cheating? Yeah, getting information is cheating to an extent.
Yeah. Now, if you're not wearing your life jacket, that's breaking a rule. I get that.
That's it. And I hate drama. I hate it in every aspect of my life, not just fishing. I'm trying to avoid drama as much as I can. And when people outside the industry hear people say, oh man, they failed a polygraph, they think they've got a basket full of fish out there in the back of a cove and they're going and truly cheating.
Yeah. Right.
And I almost dismiss every polygraph that has had a uh-oh in it from Bassmaster, because that rule is so gray.
But it's a black eye for the sport, though. That's the problem.
It is.
It's a black eye.
It is. It is. And I agree with that. And I think that's where it becomes Bassmaster's responsibility to realize, we're the cause of this. No other trail, no other small trail, I guess FLW does, or MLF, has the drama that they do. We don't have any kind of really information rule that you really have to worry about. Right. I mean, you can't go hire a guide or go pay a guide to give you information the week leading up to our tournament. But Corey Rambo owns a tackle store. He fishes every one of our tournaments. He's going to talk fishing all throughout the week. Yeah.
Every day. Yeah.
And Corey and I have had multiple conversations. It scared him to death the first time we put that rule in effect when he owned the store. And he said, man, what am I going to do? And I said, Corey, it's up to you. You've got to maintain your integrity. And if somebody comes in, you can ask them, hey, man, you've been catching them? Because that's what everybody asks.
Yeah.
But when they start giving you specific information, or even before they start giving you say, hey, I got a tournament this weekend, don't give me too much information. Pat them on the back, smile at them. They'll understand.
You got to shut them down quick.
Yes, absolutely. But here's the flip side of that. If that same guy walks back to, the Zoom section and rakes off 6 packs of watermelon red brush hogs and walks straight to the counter and throws them down, and Corey's checking him out, and says $18.42 and looks down and see what he bought, that's a form of information.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
anglers are going to talk. They're worse than a room full of women at a hair salon. I mean, they're going to talk.
Yes.
It's getting out of hand. There's no doubt about that. All of it. Hope we can get it all back on track. But Clint, Sam Rayburn again. When do y'all open your registration for the Outlaw Outdoors tournaments?
January 1st. We'll open registration for our first Outlaw Team Series event, and it's like you said earlier, it's January 31st. And I'm excited to open them. I don't expect to have 100 entries by January 10th. These fishermen are not chomping at the bit to enter these tournaments anymore.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to roll up till Tuesday or Wednesday prior to the event and still have less than 100 entries. 60 or 70 wouldn't even surprise me.
Yeah.
Because they're just not. It's really funny over the last 9 years that we've been doing this now to see the change in not only attitude, but just the motivation to fish tournaments. 5 years ago during COVID and pre-COVID even, these guys, as soon as you open the entries, they were entering. Man, they were chomping at the bit to come fish events. They loved it. They were craving it. And it was exciting to enter as it was to actually get up and start your drive to the lake. And over the years, you can plainly see a change in fishermen's attitudes. They just don't crave it like they used to. And again, we've circled right back around to what I said a while ago that we've discussed over the last 12 to 18 months. Why aren't they craving it?
Yeah.
It's everything. And I think it boils down to one word. And the last time that I was on a call with you guys and on the show, we talked about one word that hurts entries more than anything, and it's fun. These guys aren't having fun anymore, and that takes away the desire to go fishing, to go enter tournaments, and to be excited about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You dropped a nugget a while ago we didn't get around to, and that was Albert Collins.
Yeah.
So somebody about a month ago brought Albert's name up, and Albert quit, and he didn't.
Like quit.
He wasn't
done.
shy. He quit like like a bad habit, man.
Yeah.
And which didn't hurt a lot of people's feelings because Albert was one check that was going to be paid. So basically, when Albert quit, that meant every tournament paid one more place.
Yeah.
So nobody really wanted to beg him to come back to fishing, but at the same time, we all had the same sentiment that, man, that's a legend right there. That he didn't quit because of his health or really because of money.
No.
It was because he was pissed. He was tired of the unethical ways of the fishing industry.
Yep.
And then also because of forward-facing sonar technology, just made him not love it anymore. And somebody told me the other day, man, Albert might crack back out for your series this year. And it really put something in my mind. I'm going to call Albert, and I may do it as soon as I get off with you guys. I want to call Albert and personally invite him back to our trail. Not because I want one more entry. I just think it would be cool for Albert Collins to get back on the water and come back to fishing because I know the guy loves to fish.
Yeah. And there's nobody that I've ever fished against, Clint. I don't care who it is. Albert Collins is one of those guys. I fully respect him. I respect his knowledge. I respect his abilities. Those are the kind of guys I look forward to seeing back in their boat down the ranch. Yeah, that's a spot I'm probably not going to get, but that's okay. That's okay. Sure. I still think we need guys like Albert Collins to continue to fish. We need those guys.
We need the old school. We need some of the old school guys back. There's no doubt that helps the fun part of things. It's we all want to win. We all want to win money. But Clint, you hit the nail on the head when you said you want to go have fun. You want to go have fun doing it. It can't all be about we got to go win money. You want to go enjoy it and enjoy the people you see it weigh in and talk. You just want to enjoy all of it. So it needs to get back to that. It really does. And hopefully it does get back to that for 2026. But Clint, I think you're going to hit it out of the park this year. I do. I want to say that. I commend you and Stacy for taking a leap here and taking a chance on this. I think it's going to work for you guys. I do. I really do. And man, the schedule's going to work for y'all. Schedule looks awesome. And I think it's going to help out. I think it's going to help that Bass Champs is not coming. Texas Terrarium Trail is not coming until March. There's no Brandon Belt anymore. I think that's going to help you as well. So man, good luck. We'll be following along. Hopefully I'll be able to get over and fish a couple this year. But I think you guys are going to see a new Outlaw Outdoors this year with a new vibe to it.
Clint, I got one more question. Clint. High school tournaments. Is there a drop off, or is there going to be a drop off in those events this year? Do you think?
I think we've already seen that happen in the last couple of years. SCTX, in their heyday, they were getting 500 and 600 boats, and they're back down to 250 and 350. Okay. And everybody still refers to them as having 500, but they don't anymore.
Yeah.
Deep East Texas is here out of Jackson Hill. They're getting about 100, 120. So it's not quite what it was back during the 500 boat days. Everybody was, oh man, it's a high school tournament. It's miserable. It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's 114,000 acres out here. So we got plenty of room.
Yeah. Amen. All right.
Anything else we missed, Clint, that you wanted to cover or you wanted to say?
No, I don't want this to all be about Outlaw Outdoors. Of course, I'd like to, commend Rusty Young and RTT. He's having a full schedule of tournaments coming up here in 2026. And, even Rusty, he's trying some no-scope tournaments. He done one last year, a 40 and over tournament.
Yeah.
And, him and I discussed that before he really announced it. And he said, man, I'm just trying different things. He said, we enjoy being around that older crowd to discuss the old time stuff and, back to kind of the Albert Collins days and stuff like that. And so that's why he threw the 40 and over. He's having a couple of them this year. He's throwing in some no scopes during different times of the year. And, he's sticking with it. Of course, you got Whack-'em Outdoors out there. But, man, other than that, there's not a lot, like y'all said. There's not a lot on Rayburn. There's some little one-time
on Toledo
tournaments.
either. On Toledo either. I mean, Toledo's the same tournament. Now, and we're leaving out Fishers of Men, which...
You're right.
We are leaving out fishermen, but let me look. They're not starting till February. I don't want to leave Mr. Dick out over there. East Texas East Fishermen Division. February 7th, they're starting on Toledo Bend, so they're not starting on Sam Rayburn. February 7th, Toledo Bend. March 7th, Sam Rayburn. And now look, he's coming back with Fishers of Men. Now they are coming.
Yeah,
they've tried some things.
Yeah, and another one, Jeff Gage over there with Plain Old Marine in East Texas. He heads up the Fishers of Men Northeast Texas Team Trail. They open up on Pines January 17th. And and they're going Pines, Martin Creek, Brady Branch, Pines and Pines. So up through May. And that's another, they draw very well over there.
Yeah. So there's not a shortage of tournaments. There's just a shortage of tournaments on Rayburn.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our best to eliminate the drama on Rayburn and get it back straight, get our numbers back up, and give guys, a more variety of tournaments to fish. But that's what I think it boils down to is we've got to cut the drama out. And to cut the drama out, we've got to stop with the foolishness, whether that's it's rule infractions. And then even if somebody breaks the rule, hey, let's take him out behind the woodshed and beat on him a little bit. But it's over after that. Let's fight like men. And then shake hands and bygones be bygones, and let's be done with it.
Go back to the old days of NASCAR.
Absolutely. Everybody takes your licks and get off social media and let's go fishing again and make it fun again.
Yes, sir.
Agree. Clint, appreciate you coming on today, man, talking up with us. We'll be following along, and we'll talk to you again in the future, I'm sure.
Guys, I appreciate you having me on again. If I can do anything for you, holler.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Clint.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Clint Wade, owner of Outlaw Outdoors. And Kevin, boy, I tell you what, we covered the gamut there with him today.
We did. We probably went a little longer than our normal interviews go, but we did.
Yeah.
I mean, but Steve, it all needed to be covered. It was all questions everybody had. I'm glad when we asked him about the tournament calendar on Rayburn, what was his thoughts, and his first thing was, it's not the water level. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's not the water level that's affecting these tournaments come back. It's the participation. Yeah. And again, guys, if you are for what Clint and them did over there with a no four-face sonar, you have to show up. You have to show up or it's going to go away. Yeah. You got to support it. I'm not saying you have to fish the whole series. I'm not going to be able to, but I will get over there and fish a tournament or two, just to show the support. And also we need to support the tournaments that are coming to Sam Rayburn or Toledo Bend, or guess what? They're all went away. They're not going to come back if we don't support them.
Yep. That's exactly right. All right. We're going to take another quick break. When we return, we got a few lake levels, tell you kind of exactly where all the lakes are at right now going into the Christmas break. And, but we got that. We'll wrap up some other things. Got a couple other issues we'll talk about. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guy for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back. This segment presented by the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress and Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. And Kevin, what happens if you mention Tackle Talk Live?
You have $50 off your service ticket. You bring your motor and need work done, you bring it in, you get $50 off your service ticket, or you get $500 off the purchase of any new or used boat. And Steve, rumor is that Tap Power Implements might be having a couple more brands come to their dealership. I don't know if I'm allowed to say yet, so I'm not.
Oh, okay.
But when we start the new show in 2026, it will include some other names other than Skeeter and Camus. So we'll talk about that first of the year. But yep, we got some other brands coming to Power Implements Marine down there in Iowa. Unfortunately, we will not be having a sponsor this coming year. Toledo Bend Bass Series, Steve.
Yeah.
Just kind of touch base on that real quick. Matt Stewart got a promotion at work. He's the one that runs the Toledo Bend Bass Series, and just not going to be able to have the weekends and the time to put that circuit on. I hate it. I truly hate it, because he was doing a heck of a job with that trail. I really liked the format after he got into it. At first, I was kind of reluctant on it, Steve, but man, I really liked it. I thought he had some really good ideas. I thought he was doing a good job of promoting it. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do the Toledo Bend Bass Series anymore.
Right. Now, one change he was looking to make for this coming year that I know he took some heat on was off limits, period. No, if the tournament's on the south end, you can't fish the north this coming year. They were going to change that rule, and there are some people who were upset about that, and I don't know how much it would have affected him, but anyway, but they were doing a great job with that circuit. I really thought somebody would step up and take that over. He was willing to help him out, sell him he was willing to work with whoever would wanted to do it. He said, I'll even help him this first year, get everything going. I just thought somebody would step up because of the turnout he had for that. I just thought it was a great concept, and good for Toledo. I mean, it's just a good for those locals over there.
It was.
Really
Steve, now look, it's a lot of work putting them things on.
Oh, hey, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, it's a lot of work.
Even if you've just done a charity event, if you've ever run a tournament before, it's a job, dude. It ain't just weighing fish in and writing checks and y'all gone. I mean, it's a whole different deal. Yep. But anyway, maybe one day he'll maybe be able to crank that back up. And again, it was a good thing. That's the thing about it. It was a good circuit run right way. And and as anglers, that's all we're after. Just follow the rules, enforce the rules, and we're good to go, And but anyway, Texas Team Trail, Kev, we've got their schedule coming up. Let's see here.
February 28th, Toledo Bend. March 28th, Sam Rayburn. April 25th, Lake Texoma.
Yep.
May 16th, Ray Roberts, and the championship June 6th and 7th on Palestine.
Yeah. And
excuse me.
And I'll give you bass champs, even though they're not coming to our region. They are going to Fork, which we do cover Fork. February 21st, they'll open up on Lake Fork. March 7th, my birthday. They'll be on Lake Belton. March 21st, Cedar Creek. April 18th, Ray Roberts. May 2nd, Lake Travis. May 30th, Tawakoni. And then the championship will be October 10th and 11th to be decided. So,
and Clint made a good point on that. I didn't think about, because you look at participation, and you look at Rayburn and go, well, Rayburn is not what it used to be, but it's not. It's on par with what they're doing in North Texas. But man, the expenses, I didn't even think about that part of it. they don't have the expenses to come down here,
Right.
that they can stay local and not have near the expensive. So I get that part of it now. And I didn't
Yeah.
think about that till Clint said that a while
No, that's
ago.
true. The
So
next thing, 2026 Toyota Series schedule, which will be on Sam Rayburn, February 12th through the 14th. Circuit I looked to possibly go back to, but I changed my mind. Second tournament's March 26th through the 28th, Grand Lake, Oklahoma, out of Grove. And then June 11th through the 13th, Arkansas River, Muskogee, Oklahoma. That's a little different animal right there now. That's a different body of water compared to Grand Lake and Sam Rayburn. That Arkansas River at that location is you better know where you're at. That's another place you don't run around just
and Steve, this is another circuit that was the past 2 or 3 years. They've been coming to Sam Rayburn twice.
yeah,
And
because of
they
their
went back.
numbers.
They went back to just one, and they're opening it here February 12th through the 14th.
And
and
that
you
circuit's
talk,
they've been averaging, Kevin, like 100 to 110. That's the most.
Yeah.
I remember when I fished it years ago, several years.
it's
If you
200.
didn't sign up for all three, you wasn't even getting
Yeah.
in. You had to sign up for all three of them. It was 200 boats every tournament, but that's changed.
Keeping up with the MLF here. BFL schedule, Sam Rayburn Reservoir is January 3rd, first time of the year, first weekend of the year, Sam Rayburn. January 24th, Toledo Bend. February 21st, Toledo Bend. March 14th, Sam Rayburn. And then the 2-day is September 12th and 13th at Sam Rayburn. Now, this one, and I like this schedule, Steve. I like, there's nothing going on much in January. So they went January, February, March, September. Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Sam Rayburn. And this is the Cowboy division. So this is Texas, Southwest, Southeast Texas. But I actually do like that schedule this year.
Yeah, going back and forth, rotating
Yeah,
it.
I like that.
They used to do that. Of course, you and I both know the big deal with BFL, where's the regional? That's what determines a lot of times if guys are going to fish that circuit.
Yeah.
If the regionals in an area or a place they really want to go to, they'll sign up. They'll show up for that.
Yep.
But their numbers also, they were way down. I mean, they were in the 80s this past year. So they're hoping with, in your opinion on that, Kev, 3 hours consecutive forward facing sonar per day.
I'm out. It's
what
no in
is their
between
thought
for me.
process
There's
on that?
There's no in between for me, Steve. It's
Use
yes
it
or no.
not. I'm the same way.
It's yes or no. I don't want this. Use it some. It's yes or no.
Because
and look, if you want to use it, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Like
I
I'm
am
not.
too.
Neither
really
one
don't
of
have a
us
problem.
is anti
No.
forward facing sonar.
No, I'm not.
But it's use it or not. Let me decide if I want to use it or not.
Yeah.
You can't be that. No, Steve, I don't look for it to be good. There was a lot of guys, yourself included, a couple of my good friends were looking at doing the BFLs this year.
Yeah.
And as soon as they talked about that, they said, no, I'm out.
I was done.
I think you're fixing to see those numbers plummet, which I hope it doesn't, but I do not like that rule.
And then the other change, talking to one of the tournament directors for the BFL, and asking me if would I come back, and I said, look, number one, I don't want to have to go look for a co-angler. That's getting harder and harder to do because very few co-anglers are even signing up anymore. Number two, if I don't have a co-angler and the drawing comes out on Friday night and the pairings come out and I don't have a co-angler, guess what? They're not doing boater on boater anymore, they said. So that means you're going home.
Yeah.
You can't fish by yourself in the BFL. They won't allow it, which I totally disagree with. I've told them before, just polygraph some of the guys that are singles, but don't just send them home. But I just think it's hurting them. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Another good schedule, Steve. Fishers and Men, Texas East Division. We kind of talked about it a while ago.
Yeah.
February 7th, Toledo Bend. March 7th, Sam Rayburn. April 11th, Toledo Bend. May 2nd, Sam Rayburn. June 6th, Toledo Bend. Good schedule.
It really is. And just real quick, the Sealy Big Bass Splash. I know a lot of people fish that deal. Gunnersville, Goose Pond Colony will take place in Scottsboro, Alabama, March 27th to the 29th. Sam Rayburn, April 17th to the 19th. Toledo Bend out of Cypress Bend Park, May 15th to the 17th. And then they wrap things up like they always do on Lake Fork, September 18th through the 20th And so good schedule for Sealy Outdoors for 2026 as well.
Steve, we talked about the calendar, and I'm on the Fish Outlaw Outdoors website and the Sam Rayburn calendar. And this is just Sam Rayburn, not Toledo Bend. Does anybody do a calendar for Toledo Bend, Steve?
I've never seen one.
I know people have tried it in the past. I don't
Yeah.
know if we have one that's accurate. This one's accurate. This is tournaments on Sam Rayburn. So first weekend on the 3rd, there's a Deep East Texas high school tournament, BFL, the RTT. The 10th is a high school tournament only. The 17th, there's a media bass and an RTT. 24th, Steve, there's nothing on
really?
Sam Rayburn. Nothing. January 31st is an Outlaw Team Series, number 1. Yep, that is the January schedule for Sam Rayburn.
I mean, that's just unheard of. How many circuits used to open up in January at Sam Rayburn?
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I mean, I don't care
Bass
who it was.
Champs, Brandon Belt, Texas Team Trail,
yes.
BFL, Toyota, which we have those this year, but
right.
I don't know, Steve.
Yeah, it's a different world. And of course, you know, I've always asked the question to some guys I've had on my other program, have we seen the heyday of tournament bass? And I think the answer is yes. A lot of them feel like the answer is yes. We don't know if they'll ever come back to, especially with the MLF or the OFLW, where you got 200 boat fields. That those days may be gone, Kev. I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Agreed.
I think 2026, especially with Major League Fishing, talking to the insiders and Boyd Duckett, he wouldn't mind me throw his name out there. He is the guy that runs that, and he has told me it's a big year for Major League Fishing in terms of what 2027 will bring. If they don't get co-anglers back, there's going to be some restructuring with the BFLs and Toyota series. If they don't bring those guys back, they're thinking this 3-hour deal is going to bring them back. And I've disagreed with them, but
it's a big year, Steve, for the tournament world, period. I fishing, and look, I do this every day for a living, working with Shimano for, you know, fishing is not in a bind. People are going fishing.
Oh, no.
And Steve, I think the club fishing days are coming back.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
The club stuff is growing. So don't take me wrong. Fishing's in a okay spot.
Yeah.
Tournament fishing is up in the air. It is a big year for 2026 for tournament fishing. As you said, for MLF, for MPFL, Steve,
it's huge.
For BASS, it is huge.
Yes.
And then even here at the local level, you just heard Clint talking for his tournament organization. This tells him everything he needs to know for the future, not only for his tournament trail, but for others.
Yeah.
You got Bass Champs not coming to Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn. Texas Team Trails bumping it down to once a year. So it's a big year, national level, local level, for tournaments, just in general.
Well, and the one thing that, everybody knows, I fished them, the ABA stuff, the Old American Bass Anglers Association out of Alabama. No more Solo 150 and no more Texas or Louisiana Pro League. Those are all gone. As a matter of fact, nationwide, they're done. They will have their, I think they call it the AFT. Then they've got their military, they've got their couples, and they've got the team series. Those 4, I think they're still doing based off their website, but no more Pro League, no more ABA Solo 150, which I really hate that, because there was a group of us fishing those and we really enjoyed them. And
Steve, somebody needs to take that over, man.
Yeah.
It was a great thought process. It was a great idea as far as a tournament of that level for that entry.
Yeah.
Everything was right about it, in my opinion. ABA, somebody else needs to do that style, exactly how they did it. No co-angler with that kind of payout.
Yep.
And market it properly and run it properly. And I think you'll have something. Somebody else needs to take that idea of the Solo 150 that ABA had and market it the right way and run it the right way. And I think it'll be very, very successful.
I agree with you. I think there's a market of people out there that enjoyed it and loved the format. And I'm one of them. And along with 3 or 4 of my roommates, we all loved it.
I loved it. I did it for 2 years and absolutely loved it.
It was a great deal. And, but like I said, as the old saying goes, all good things come to an end, and that came to an end, unfortunately. But anyway, Okay, that's enough about all that. Let's see here. Water levels. Of course, Kev, you know, Toledo Bend's at 168.96 right now. It's a 4 feet, a little over 4 feet low, 4.04. Now, the little rain we had, it came up three over 3.5 inches. And then Sam Rayburn is at 155.18. And you brought up something that's really important. If you're looking to go over there, and look, Albert Collins taught me this and told me this years ago. When it went down like this before, Albert went out there. He told me, he said, Steve, I went out there every day. I marked every hard spot I could find. It's a great time to get over there. And I told myself when it ever did this again, I would be over there, and I haven't done it yet. But it's a great time to get over there. As you said, it's so low, you know exactly where you can and cannot run. And it will open your eyes as to what you've been running over the years. But and I would guess when it gets up that 5 foot mark, that's when it could get dangerous again because you don't know what's under the water.
Clark Ream, I believe it's Clark. Yeah, Clark Ream's been posting some pictures,
Yes.
Steve,
Yeah.
of things he is finding and found, and things people have built. You know, some pipe kind of brush piles and so on. It's been pretty fun to follow along Clark's post on what all he is finding with the water down.
And he's actually telling everybody what boat ramps he's going to. Different boat ramps, which ones are good, which ones are not. Like I think at Jackson Hill, I believe St. Augustine Park, you're looking at the lake and you're looking at the ramps from the ramp. The two on the right, he said, avoid them. The two on the left, you're good. That's information guys need to know.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go to Clark's Facebook page, you can probably look at some of those old posts he's made. He does a good job with explaining where some hazards are out there. And so kudos for Clark for doing that. And because that's something that we all need to know about.
Yep.
Let's see here. Lake of the Pines is at 228.74. It's down 1.26 feet. And it's at a gain of 1.56 feet in 10 days. So the water's jumped up there. And Fork is at 400.43. It's down 2.57 feet, which according to my good friend over there that guides over there, Johnny Geis, he said it's normal right now for this time of year over there. And had a 10-day gain of 1.8 inches, that little rain that came through. But and Kevin, have you heard any word, because that's one of the things that people want to know, when are they going to close Rayburn and shut the gates where let it fill back up?
I haven't, but I haven't been asking that around either.
Yeah. I'll try to, there's a couple of guys I can call that might know the inside scoop on that. I'll give them a call. And if y'all pay attention to our Facebook page, I'll try to post something when I know. If I can give you a date, I'll give you a date when the dam work will be done and they're going to close the gates and start letting it fill back up again. So, all right, real quick tip of the week. The only tip I've got for you guys, this is a perfect month. Clean and oil your reels now. It's a good time. I just did all mine. I had about 35 or 40 of them. I just got through cleaning, oiling, greasing. Gears are ready to go. Everything's ready on mine for 2026. And now, the one thing I will also say, if you're one of those guys that leaves your rods on the deck of your boat and you're traveling more than an hour down the road, that road film, guys, will do some damage to a reel. Okay. Over time, it may not happen immediately, but over time, that grime gets inside, that road film gets inside those reels and can really shorten the life of a good fishing reel. So I put mine in the rod locker or in the cab of my truck when I'm trailering. I've had guys look at me like, man, you treat your rods like queens. I said, yeah, well, that's why they're lasting. I take care of them. They're going to last me a long time. But take care of your stuff, man. So anyway, any Shimano product, Kevin?
Yeah, actually I do, Steve. So I got the new Noski. This is the Noski 2500. See if I can raise it up there where you guys can see it. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you there, James. This is a new one, just got released at ICAST this year. Guys, this is the best bang for your buck that Shimano has as far as spinning reels goes. It's $109, $110. It was $99. With this new the old version was $99. This one has a few upgrades. It has the infinity drive, it has the anti-twist fin, the one-piece bell, and the core protect, which it's resistance. It's creates water resistant while maintaining a light rotational feel is
Yeah.
kind of the definition of the core protect, but it's sealed a little bit better than it used to be. But for $110 for you guys that's wanting to get, and it comes in several different sizes. It comes from the 500 up to the 4 or 5,000, which bass fishing guys don't need, but 2,500 is what I would recommend bass fishing, even the 3,000 if you want a little bit more spool size. But guys, for $110, this is an exceptional spinning reel that can do it all, from four-face sonar, from fishing, crappie fishing, to just drop shot, so on and so forth. For the bang for your buck, the new Noski, go check it out. So.
Yeah, and if you are a forward facing sonar guy, those spinning reels, man, I'll tell you, that's pretty much the ticket. However way you want to catch them, but that spinning reel comes in real handy on keeping that bait where you want that bait to stay on those fish. And hey, great product. Shimano makes a great product. All right, Kev, what else you got? Anything?
I think that's it for us for today, Steve. Again, guys, this was kind of a preseason show. We will begin our weekly show the first week of January.
Which will be the BFL, will be that first week in January on Rayburn.
So we'll actually have the show. We'll start after the BFL, if I'm correct. So, because the first is on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll start the show 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere right in there, depending on when we're all available. But we'll have the show. Our first show will be 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere right there, because New Year's Eve will be on Wednesday. First is on Thursday. So we'll start a show that week. We'll have one show a week all the way through July. So make sure you check back on. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and follow the Facebook page, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so on and so forth. We will be starting back up first week of January.
Also, one more reminder. They're bringing it back, Kevin, in Shreveport. The Shreveport Boat and RV Show is coming back. Yes. January 9th, 10th, and 11th. I'll be involved with that a little bit, and with hooking up and tracking down. But the boat show is coming back. A lot of your boat dealers are going to be there with really good deals. Your RV dealers, Bayou Outdoor, Super Center, all those guys, the boat shop in Shreveport, they're all going to be there. All your top dealers will be there. ATVs, whatever, from GNC, Honda, all those top name companies up there in that region. I think some people out of Texarkana, even Longview, are coming over. So if you're looking for a boat show, the Shreveport RV Boat Show will be returning January 9th, 10th, and 11th. So if you're looking for a boat show to go attend, there's one to go check out. All right. That's all I got, Kev. Hey, yes, I hope y'all have a good Christmas down there in Lafayette. And
same to y'all.
So we'd like to, we want to thank all of our viewers and those of you tuning us in each and every week. For this year, we can't say thank you enough. Kevin and I both appreciate all the feedback, all the comments, all the hollering at the gas pumps. Hey, watch the show. Love it, man. Whatever. Hey, we appreciate all that. If you're on the water, catch us on the water. Feel free to over. Just don't give us no information, because we can't get information on the tournament. But anyway, yeah. But no, we're willing to talk to you anytime. And if you have any suggestions, go to our Facebook page and message us and say, hey, I'd like to see y'all talk about this. Or if you got a certain guest you think would be a good guest, drop their name to us. And we're always looking for new ideas and new people to talk to. So, and we appreciate everybody's feedback. We really do. And so it's important to us. It helps the program be successful. So if you go to our sponsors, any one of our sponsors that we've called out today, stop in and tell them that you watched the show, and it gives them feedback, and it's good for them to hear that, because that's why they sponsor the show. They want the exposure. So let them know they're getting it. And but we can't say thank you enough. We appreciate James and everything he does for our program. And James, thank you for a good 2025, an awesome 2025. And hey, to both of y'all, Merry Christmas, and I'm looking forward to 2026.
Yep. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. See y'all in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you for tuning us in. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will make sure he gets out a detailed packet to you immediately. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, or excuse me, the first week of January, with more Tackle Talk Live.